Hi, very Merry Christmas to you all from the small shed. Welcome to the small shed. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Eating and drinking too much. I'm slaving away in the shed making videos for you, and if you believe that, you'll believe anything. I decided this year that I wanted to do something a bit different. I wanted to do a series of videos based on the 12 days of Christmas, which follow pretty tenuously the carol, and I want to make or refinish or refurbish something every day for the 12 days of Christmas. Now, the operative word here is tenuous. It's not really about the carol, it's about learning, about the way that following internet searches can lead you down all sorts of pathways that you'd never normally go down, and you learn things that you wouldn't normally pick up, sort of things that are outside your normal interests, and that occasionally hit a spot and you learn something and pick up on a new track to go down altogether. Now, I researched first of all the carol, the 12 Days of Christmas carol, and found that it probably has its roots in Catholicism, and the various items are all referring to aspects of religion, and it was used as a sort of a learning tool for teaching. Things like the 4 calling birds are based supposedly on the 4 apostles. The 10 lords of leaping are the 10 commandments, and that sort of thing. So it's possible it could have been like a children's memory game, but there's not really any definitive sort of statements or facts on any of that. There are a number of variations on the items listed in various countries and different historical documents, but as I'm going completely off piste with this, it doesn't really matter at all anyway, because I very often don't end up anywhere near the Christmas carol. And it's not that I'm particularly religious, I'm just using this as a vehicle to produce a series of videos and learn new things. There's some debate as to whether or not the 12 days of Christmas start on Christmas Day or Boxing Day. For the purposes of this, I didn't want to start doing build videos on Christmas Day, so they'll be following Boxing Day through to, I think, the 6th of January. This will give me about 14 days overall of videos, because I'll do a wrap up at the end of it. They've been made over the whole year on and off, so don't expect to be surprised to see the garden in full bloom or something in halfway through. As a matter of fact, in my world, it's actually the 30th of November. I've been planning the whole series since tail end of 2018. And the intention was to create 1 video a month. That way it wouldn't put too much of a strain on things. As with all of these things, we're now at the end of November and I've got 4 that are half filmed, videoed, but not edited in any way. So a little bit of work to do to get it complete on time. Life seems to have got in the way quite a lot this year, but we'll hopefully get there and provide some entertainment for the next fortnight. Now, just a quick word about how tenuous this is going to be. It's come about through my desire to look things up on the internet and just follow the thread as it goes. You see one thing and it leads you on to another. And the divergence from the obvious is deliberate. When this first started up as an idea, I thought, oh, I'll do 12 builds, do a partridge in a pear tree on the first day, and so on. And I started to think of, probably for a fortnight or more, of different things I could make that would be suitable. And I got pretty much sorted almost to the end of that series of 12 things to build when I realised it was a pretty rubbish idea, because I have no need whatsoever for a three-legged milking stool, which would have been the 8 Maids of Milking. I've got no interest in having one. I've got no desire to make one. And so it became obvious that what would happen is that we're going to get 12 videos that were there for the sake of making videos, and that's not what I'm really trying to do. I film what I build, and I build what I like. I'm not looking to necessarily chase viewers or anything, purely and simply by doing something that you think will be popular. So without any sort of connection with these things, I couldn't really get remotely enthusiastic about doing the build, and I'm sure that would have come out in both the video and or the finished work. So hopefully over the next few days I'll illustrate the process in action of where I actually came to with these builds. I didn't want to make something for the sake of making content. I've ended up with a series of makes that are personal to me and which I choose because they interest me. Just to illustrate what I'm talking about, I pick things up off Google. I spend far too long on Google and Wikipedia and all sorts of things. What I tend to do is I'll pick on something and you see something else and it spins off and goes down a different alleyway. I am intending to build a guitar, as I may have mentioned in some of the earlier videos. I have been watching for 2 years, 3 years now probably, Ben Crow at Crimson Guitars building guitars. Never thought anything much about anything other than watching videos of a bloke building guitars. A couple of years ago, or 18 months ago I think, he mentioned Robert Fripp, and he mentioned some Robert Fripp replica guitars or something, and it was a name that didn't mean anything to me. And rather than just ignore it and move on, I thought, that'll be interesting, find out what that's all about. Look up Robert Fripp on Wikipedia. Robert Fripp was guitarist with King Crimson in the 1970s, and that's a band that sort of passed me by. I'd never really got remotely connected to it. And that made some sense then, King Crimson, Crimson Guitars. I could see where that had all come from. And I spent a bit of time listening to music and watching videos on YouTube. And I realised that for me, I didn't miss much, but you know, it was an interesting experience. And then I look further on and I find that Robert Fripp is married to Toya Wilcox, who's another icon of 70s, 80s when I was growing up. And furthermore, they live in Pershore in Worcestershire, which is about 15 miles from me. And I think Toya is now into drama and theatre production and that sort of thing. So from that one little name that was dropped in a video, it sort of expanded a whole load of information that I've now sort of absorbed. Probably totally useless information. I think of it, your brain as being a bit like a filing cabinet and keep putting all this stuff in, and I think that's probably the reason why I can't remember where I put the tape measure 5 minutes ago. But all the same, it's an interesting journey. So once again, very Merry Christmas. I'll leave you to get on with your festivities. Hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow when we'll start the ball rolling. Bye.